Go ahead and buy happiness. Go ahead and buy truth. And then starve Riley Martin with a pittance of goddamn,
All right, first of all, well, let me talk to you.
Riley Martin, friend of the aliens. Some of our favorite Wack Packers, possibly my favorite Wack Packer, Mr. Riley Martin. He gets his own show on Howard 101 in early 2006 after begging Howard for one. And it's incredibly successful, the most successful of all their shows. Apparently, over 20,000 people try to call in for the hour that Riley Martin is on.
He did this was like his third show. And to give you an idea how popular it is, he clocks in with about 21,000 calls an hour.
Riley Martin is, or was, the greatest bullshitter of all time. In this clip, he is about 9 years away from death, but none of us know it at this point. It's just Riley Martin losing his mind over Manhattan parking fees and a $200 a week paycheck for spewing bullshit.
Of a living as to where we can pay the goddamn parking when we come up there to your show. You understand?
No.
You cheap bastards. You're a multi-billion-dollar corporation. If you paid me 1/100th of the interest on your goddamn money, I could feed my people. But no, you won't even do that.
Well, then why do it? Why do the show then? Then end it.
Well, this is what I'm saying. If you want me to end it, then say it now and release
I don't want you to end it, but if you're that disgruntled, why do it?
So this is a crazy day on the Howard Stern Show. It's May 24th, 2006. The day starts with Sal getting pranked about the racist comments he made on the wrap-up show. I have a video about this. Everybody knows about this. I think it's one of the few classic bits they still play on Howard 101, or at least they did up into 2019. God knows what it's like now. But yeah, May 24th, 2006 starts off with Sal getting pranked over his comments. His apology, this is when he creates that apology, and they all goof on him and make fun of him. And then later, Paris Gables, the porn star, comes in and pukes on Jeff Levy, which causes Richard Christie to come in and puke on Jeff Levy. It's a crazy show. And then Rob Zombie comes in as well. Just one of those shows, 4 or 5 hours of back-to-back bits, chaos, laughter. But it's the Riley Martin. He's in between the puking and Rob Zombie. We get Riley Martin calling in.
Because of your great illustriousness,
yes,
you believe, say, hey, I got this guy by the nuts, and I'm giving him a chance, so therefore I will starve him to fucking death.
Sal had actually pranked Riley the night before the last show that Riley had done. Sal called in and used a nonsensical audio clip that I think they got from a homeless man in New York City. I believe the source of this weird African style language, this type of language that sounds like something from Africa, I'm pretty sure it's nonsense, and I'm pretty sure it came from a homeless person that they had recorded back in the K-Rock days.
My great-grandfather was abducted by aliens. He lived about 6 years after his abduction. He had a fissure in his skull, possibly from a probing, that eventually led to an aneurysm, and he died. But he did have a passage, and because of your speakings of the Bahavian language, we have had this passage for over 62 years. Perhaps you can help me translate once and for all.
Okay.
It's Abugliadada, Yagimul, Amugi Wulgeyo.
Abugliadada.
Abugliadada, Yagimul, Amugi Wulgeyo.
Of course, Riley doesn't know he's being pranked by Sal, so he translates the gibberish on the fly. You two are the children of the light, and we have come to dwell among you.
That appears to me. You see, there was a time when these so-called angels took the daughters of men and found them fair.
Right.
I believe what you are speaking to me is the absolute first language that was taught to humanity in that fabled garden called Atlantis, and that we have come to call Eden or something like that. Now, if I had more of the language, perhaps I could literally translate it all for you. But it was literally saying, hey, more or less, you two are the children of the light, and we have come to dwell among you.
And there's the immediate deflation in the studio as well. You know, Robin's classic, I was beginning to believe Riley, because you want to believe Riley. I think that's part of Riley Martin's appeal, was you knew he was grifting, you knew it was bullshit, but you couldn't resist. You just wanted a little bit of you wanted to believe it. You just a little bit wanted you to believe, okay, this guy is the real deal. But, you know, that Sal prank kind of put the nail in the coffin for anybody that had just an inkling, a hope that Riley Martin was the real deal.
I was beginning to believe in Riley.
No. Now you don't have to.
But Riley Martin and his show on Howard 101, a source of endless material, especially for Dan the song parody man and Richard and all the others that were making parodies like this classic.
Hello, my name is Riley Martin. Hello, my name is Riley Martin. In 1953, near the St. Francis River, I heard a voice saying, "O qua Tanzin Wan, qua Amsa, Laji Wan. O qua Tanzin Wan, qua Amsa, Laji Wan." If we seek the truth, we shall.
But when Riley calls in on May 24th, he is pissed. The tone is not eccentric entertainer. It is raw, aggressive labor dispute. He calls Sirius a sweatshop, a plantation.
And fight my way down into your town for a salary that Kathy Lee pays more to her sweatshop workers.
Well, it ain't like
and
people are
of this nature.
But it ain't like people are battling over you. You understand?
Yeah, well, no, I understand.
Yeah,
this,
go somewhere else you don't like to pay
I
here.
He keeps demanding the corporation pay for his parking. Also, he wants to sustain his people. He's always talking about sustaining his people.
This is immaterial to me, man. You're telling me why you cannot let Riley Martin and his people live when I'm bringing you
His
the best
people?
show on the face of the goddamn earth.
Yeah, okay. Well, now, what do you propose? What is your new deal?
Who
Let
are
me
your
hear it.
people?
He has no people, but go ahead. What do you...
Howard lays down the law. You know, people doing niche conspiratorial content usually pay the station for the slot, the time slot. Howard is giving Riley a free platform to sell his books and $200 a week. Yet Riley wants just a fraction of Howard's $600 million payday from Sirius.
Look,
And
Riley.
You don't want to get up off a few fucking dollars. You have
Wait a minute, Howard. The truth is, Riley, that people spewing your bullshit usually pay to be on the radio.
Yeah, it's called an infomercial.
You have your henchman to pay me like a nigga on a plantation or
Oh,
something.
my goodness.
All right, listen, Riley.
And it's funny because Howard even offers Riley like a pay-per-view channel, like for $1, where like every subscriber, you subscribe to that channel for $1, and all that is in Riley's pocket. Like it's kind of like a proto Patreon crowdfunding sort of deal. Howard just kind of off the cuff saying, "How about this, Riley?"
You know, you wouldn't
If
know
you want to
this
put
because you
yourself-
got a limo, bitch.
If you want to put yourself to the test, I'm going to put you on a separate channel, and people will pay $1 to hear you. And every,
look, man. I
and
don't
every
care
dollar you can
where
have.
You put me or what?
Do you hear what I just said?
Fucking do.
Did you
If
just hear
I'm
what I
not
said?
worthy,
In fact, Riley Martin has problems listening. For most of these clips, you can hear him in the background, just ranting away. He's not listening. He's really getting on Robin's nerves.
Because if you thought, hold it, you're not listening. You're not listening.
I cannot eat.
You are not listening.
Myself, bitch.
Okay, bitch. That doesn't get the point across, Riley.
Bragging ass party.
Look,
Give me what you
asshole,
said.
would you listen for a second? Maybe in your 60 years, this is the reason you haven't learned anything. You're always talking when somebody's trying to make sense.
Although Riley Martin does Yeah, he's full of one-liners. I think this is part of why Riley Martin's bullshit was so good. Because even when he's on fire, when he's not talking about aliens, he's still just on fire. They're talking about, Howard, that classic, when I started radio, I only made $96 a week.
You know what? When I first got into radio, Riley, I made $96 a week. You just got
motherfucker, you could buy a Chevrolet for $96 when you got in the goddamn radio.
Hey, brother.
That's not true.
Let me tell you something. $200 a week, I would have given my left nut for it, man. You're not willing to pay your dues.
Dudes, my ass, man. Hey, I'm 60 years old.
I don't give a shit how old you are.
Goddamn dudes.
I paid Benji and lettuce.
I paid for you motherfuckers when you were paying people to hang niggas 50 years ago.
Huh?
Things get really surreal too. Captain Jenks calls in at one point to explain that he's been doing bits for the Howard Stern show for free all these years, all these classic bits from Captain Jenks, all these prank calls. He's doing it for free. So what the hell is Riley complaining about? And Riley's answer is just surreal. A surreal, weird kind of threat.
Jenks, you're on the air.
Hey, Riley, I've been on the show for almost 20 years calling and contributing, and I ain't made a penny. You don't hear me complaining like you are. You're a fucking baby. You know that? Wah! Wah!
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. You're a baby who has 205 days.
Yeah, but you know what, Riley? I understand.
You have 205 days, motherfucker.
I understand.
What is that now? Is he cursing?
I think that's the end of the world or something.
You got to love Gary's response here. Gary Bababooey Delabate. You got to love his response. Sometimes Gary really does have the best responses. Howard shits on him all the time. But, Gary really does bring something great to the show.
By the way, what's going to happen in 205 days when nothing happens? What will you say then?
That's what he'll say.
Also, Riley, when you sell stuff, you're supposed to charge more than it costs to make something.
Right.
I'll
tell you what, I'll put up all the money for the T-shirts if I get 80% of it. I'm backing you. You up for that, Riley?
Let's see. I will put up all the money it takes to fuck your old lady, and I'll give you 20% of that.
So after Riley's off the phone, after the Rob Zombie interview, and after a little commercial break, Howard brings this topic up again, and he asks Robin to kind of address the central question.
Do you think, and don't answer this quickly, do you think Riley knows he's full of shit?
Yes.
I think I think he's been at it for so long. See,
you think he's crossed over? He actually believes his own bullshit.
I guess deep down inside he knows this. You know who's the guy that scares me on that show? Is Riley's sidekick.
I've never met him. Who is he?
Because Riley knows he's full of shit. But the sidekick believes in Riley.
I know. That is scary.
And I like Artie's kind of idea here, where it's like, if Riley Martin had just come to them and said, listen, I'm an entertainer, then that would be different.
To get a payday from us, though, Riley's going to have to admit that he's bullshit. Like right now, we think, okay, here's a guy who wants to get his message out. We're just giving him a forum.
Right.
If he came to us and said, look, guys, I'm an entertainer. This is bullshit. And I can be entertaining an hour a week. Maybe then we'll get into negotiating with you.
Right.
Right now, we think you just need a forum to get your message out, man. I mean, come on.
But of course, Riley Martin refuses to break character. He might not even be able to break character. He might not realize that he's doing a character.
Mark it on your calendar.
$200 is a lot of money for a 1-hour show, Riley.
Like he made a deal with Tim Sabian the night before. They shook hands on it.
Riley, why was the deal okay last night when you and I talked for the next 2 months that you would do it at this, and we would experiment with the show and try to see where the show would go?
I'm telling you, look, man.
He wants more money, bottom line.
We're driving up here.
Who talked to him? This happened after you talked, obviously.
I have to sustain my people. We're driving up here. We're paying tolls. We're paying parking, and things of this nature.
Well, what do you need? So what do you need? What do you need?
Another great line from Artie. One of the many reasons he is missed on the show and why it's never been the same since he left.
Riley's sticking to the bullshit.
God knows what he's saying.
Riley's bullshit. Just
sticking to the bullshit.
Look,
Good for you, Riley.
many a time you have said things that you are not even aware of that actually meant something, though you did not mean it to be so, in as much as your fucking mind is so insignificant in what you are saying.
Why didn't you say last night, I know this is a ringer, but he has stumbled onto some ancient language?
Because I don't want to get embroiled as you would do.
He didn't know it was a ringer.
Of course he did.
It's an interesting discussion because there is a distinct boundary between a con man and a true believer. And Riley occupies that gray zone. You know, he might have repeated his own mythology, his own bullshit so much that he actually believes it. Like the way he just effortlessly translates Sal's prank tape, like the grift gets exposed to the audience. And when called out on it, Riley, driven by the transactional need to maintain his status as, you know, an enlightened authority, he cannot pass up the test. Like, you know, he has to perform. He must perform. His whole, like, psychology demands that he always have an answer to, you know, this cosmic truth.
Let me play it for you, and again...
Well, even though he was a ringer, inadvertently, the fool stumbled upon some actual ancient language.
Here we go.
Riley is or was a proud man facing financial strain, possibly due to his alcoholism. That might also explain why he was able to sell symbols, his little drawn symbols, and his T-shirts and books, and still not make any money. He probably had the money and just went into booze.
Or if it does not expand from the quality it is now, then you can put me out the door.
This guy's insane.
Do you know that he sold 3 of those stupid fucking symbols last night?
Look,
He sold $110 worth of symbols last night.
I'm putting a money order for $40.
You know, in his mind, Riley Martin is not some unsuccessful sci-fi author drawing childish scribbles. He is a cosmic martyr being suppressed by greedy gatekeepers.
Yeah, why are you doing it?
I cannot do it for free.
Why not? The mothership is coming.
Are you not a fair and decent...
Why don't you draw those fucking symbols and sell them?
And of course, many Wack Packers over the years have used Howard's promotional platform for entrepreneurial activities, if you can consider doing Cameo entrepreneurial. But Riley just, it's like he misunderstands what is happening here. He sees himself as the top tier broadcasting asset, generating these massive numbers for Sirius, failing to realize that he's only compelling in relation to the Howard Stern show. The calls are coming in because Howard has framed him as a fascinating, hilarious curiosity. You know, without the king of all media clipping up your show and making it in the funny bits, Riley Martin is just a late night conspiracy theorist shouting into the void. You know, it's like if you want to listen to Coast to Coast with Art Bell and Mom says, we have Coast to Coast at home. Riley Martin is your Coast to Coast at home.
The minute money gets involved, he gets upset and greedy about everything. You know,
I sense his frustration. I mean, he's a guy who wants to make some money.
He's been looking for a payday from this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's looking to me for a payday. I don't know that it's there, but maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe, you know, Tim's working with him on the show.
One of the callers hits the nail on the head. Riley is full of shit, but he is entertaining.
Randy, you're on in Boston. Hi.
What's going on?
Welcome.
Hey, I might be the only idiot out there, but I think you guys got to pay him whatever the hell he wants, man. I could fucking listen to him all day.
Although Howard does bring up a good point, would this caller pay extra for Riley Martin? And the answer is no.
Would you pay extra for him, though? You wouldn't pay extra.
No, I wouldn't. No, he's full of shit. I mean, you know, but he's majorly entertaining.
Anyway, this was the first blow up from Riley Martin about being underpaid, but this certainly was not the last one. And the show was off the air for a few weeks afterwards, but as Howard predicted, Riley Martin came crawling back because who else is paying for this? Who else is giving him $200 a week to spew this bullshit? As Riley himself says, There is only one Riley Martin, or was Riley Martin. Rest in peace.
Look, motherfucker, I'm not Jay Leno with a big box jaw. I am not David Letterman, who looks like a goddamn demented squirrel.
Now, these are some good points.
I am Riley Martin, a phenomena that has never transpired before, will not again. This is your last goddamn chance to do something for humanity as well as for...
You should be paying me.
But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments section below what your favorite Riley Martin moment was, and maybe I'll make a video on it.
Well, let me explain something to you, first of all. You always call me up with the... First you called me up, you said you wanted to be on the air. You needed to get your message out because you wanted to sell your symbols.
Sure, I didn't think that a man with $600 million would call me up there for...
Well, the reason I have $600 million is I ain't giving it to you.